There's something incredibly appealing to me about searching for stuff that's been looked over. Perhaps it comes out of feelings of sympathy for those that put so much work and time into creating it, or maybe it's just the idea of not wanting to miss out. But either way, I'm always on the hunt. Which brings me to the video you have before you. My viewer retention tells me you people like numbers, and this one has 5, so you better settle down and watch to the end. And don't worry, this ain't like your usual lists where it's just whatever was slightly less popular than the mainstream stuff. I'm talking about anime in the range of 20k and under members on MAL to below 1,000. So with that said, let's count down 8 cool 2018 anime you probably missed, in no particular order. Number 8. Asagao to Kase-san, or Kase-san and Morning Glories. Yuri's definitely a pretty clearly defined niche, and I understand that its trappings won't always appeal to everyone, though I can't respect anyone who doesn't acknowledge the superiority of the purest form of love. Bow before the Yuri gods! Oh, that was really stupid. Do I even want to do a retake of that? As I was saying, I'm sure some people are apt to go, oh, that's your Yuri show. You can have that, but it's not really my thing. And that's fine, but Asagao to Kase-san is a case where I eagerly recommend it to everyone. It's just 40 minutes of your life, and while narratively I can't say it's particularly innovative or distinct, though it tells a plenty compelling story of the conflict that comes with a new relationship, it is primarily on the visual front that I find myself so drawn to the series. Consistently interesting and emotionally apt usage of distinct shot framing and stylistic changes, in a way it tells the story better than the story itself does. So much is communicated visually that you could probably get the whole picture without even paying mind to a single line of dialogue. I won't dwell on it too long since I already did an entire video on its visuals that you can check out yourself, but it most definitely is a memorably beautiful OVA and one well worth checking out. Number 7. Mame Neko. According to the extremely reputable and accurate source of information myanimelist.net, only 203 people have completed Mame Neko, and that's a darn shame. 12 3-minute episodes of adorable escapades from the cats Azuki and Daizu, it's fun and done in the span of 3 times 12, carry the 11, divide by 4, minus 7, just 36 minutes. It's charmingly funny. Come on guys, the anime is literally produced by a studio called A Cat. Look, it's a dog that thinks he's a cat, and is afraid of dogs. Its humor is simple and straightforward, but by way of that is very welcoming. It does a good job of creating this pleasing familial warmth, a heartfelt intimacy from this cat's eye view of this everyday Japanese family. A little help from my friends. I get high with a little help from my friends. But this next segment is by Kobe.
Hey you, have you ever heard of moe slice of life anime? Things like K-On! Lucky Star? Yeah, I'm getting a few nods out there. Well, Anime Yell is one of those shows, and it's exactly what it sounds like it's about. Cheerleading, yes, cute girls doing cute things. Cheerleading, I mean. Originally, I skipped out on watching Anime Yell when the season started. Why, though? Why did I do this? Well, because I used to be the biggest Moe Blob fan out there, but lately I've just become sick of them. I can't watch them anymore. Whether this be because I'm growing out of them due to the saturation or my maturity, or as an effect of seasonalization of the anime world, or just something else. It's really sad. But then, halfway through the season, I came across the Anime Yell opening, and it just made me feel so like special inside that I just had to check it out. And so I did, yes, and wow, I felt the same feeling I had back when I was new to anime. Memories of my youth appeared. It reminded me of the good times I had watching shows such as K-On! Or Lucky Star. It was nostalgic. Think of it as the same feeling that I recently felt as I returned to play Minecraft again after years of leaving it alone. But yeah, I don't know, does this mean I'm having a quarter-life crisis or something? Maybe, but I did like Anime Yell. Cute girls, nice slice of life elements.
Number 5 and 4 go to the films Liz and the Bluebird and Mirai no Mirai. Admittedly, the numbers on these are probably low because they're films and thus harder to access. The screening for Liz was pretty limited, and Mirai still doesn't have subs available. This is just to serve as a little reminder that these films exist and are well worth checking out when you get the opportunity. Liz easily clinches my choice for best soundtrack of last year, paired with a fantastic story of conflict and emotional turmoil between two young girls. Whereas Mirai is a sweet, fun, and funny story of a young boy learning to love his sister, with all the imaginative visuals you could possibly imagine. Number 3. Wakao Kame wa Shougakusei. I think plenty of us anime fans were into animation well before we knew what anime was, or thought to even make the distinction, and upon passing whatever perceived appropriate age for watching animation, were met with the obnoxious phrase, "That's kids stuff." So it's kind of a shame that so often the non-shonen anime aimed at kids flies completely under the radar, despite bearing a small but dedicated fanbase. Admittedly, it can be a bit hard to grapple with massive franchises spanning hundreds of episodes, so here's something much more manageable. Wakao Kame wa Shougakusei follows the 12-year-old protagonist Seki Oriko, staying with her grandmother after both her parents died in an accident, as she trains to become the ultimate successor to her grandmother's hot springs inn. The little twist being that Oriko is able to see and talk to ghosts and spirits, initially encountering and befriending one by the name of Uribo, a childhood friend of her grandmother's. Each 12-minute episode follows Oriko helping take care of a visitor, usually with the focus being her overcoming a particular challenge or difficulty that comes with that specific guest, and some sort of moral in tow. It's got a pleasing aesthetic and bleeding with that positive energy I find so appealing about a lot of kids shows. What really sells Wakao Kame for me, though, lies primarily in the minutiae, little touches that distinguish it from others in its vein, where it takes care to acknowledge the more somber elements behind the show's backdrop. There's one scene where Oriko starts to suddenly break down at the memory of her parents. It's so sudden and visceral, especially with how positive most of the show is, and while it's only a short moment, it makes the background behind the characters feel like more than merely a tool to establishing its premise. Or how the character that seems like they will be your typical obnoxious villain is quickly subverted into being just the opposite. Or how Oriko is voiced by an actual child, Seiran Kobayashi, and with a phenomenal performance to boot. It's a sweet show and accessible at that, though unfortunately not in the sense of actually being picked up officially.
Get by with a little help from my friends. Oh, Jackie's boy made the next segment. Harmony. I hope you enjoy it.
As Miss Beelzebub Likes It takes place in hell. But this hell isn't shitty at all. It isn't hellish at all. No demons. Well, there are demons, but they ain't red. They ain't yucky. It's just our world, but in the best aesthetic imaginable. This show is a visual marvel. Something so fucking beautiful and comfy that you just want to live in the world it inhabits. It's so mwah. The color palette, the backgrounds, the character designs, goddamn everything about the show. The aesthetic is perfect. Yes, it is. But the main drive of the show is Beelzebub herself. The most precious creature ever to exist. If you fucking deny her, I'll come to your fucking door and knock your fucking socks off. Bitch, I don't know. Beelzebub is the ruler of hell. She is smart, calm, and collected, but her true nature is comfy. Everything has to be comfy, lazy, and chill. Beelzebub just wants to lay in a field of fluffs all day, and if she could, you know, naked of course, and that body don't quit, baby. Her voice actress, Saori Onishi. She plays the shapeshifter in Monster Musume. Her voice, the voice acting, I think is the best part of the show because it is the sexiest thing I've ever seen, but also being the cutest thing I've ever seen. I can't even describe it. Here, listen to her voice. It's the best. It's the best thing ever. Just watch the show. To combat Beelzebub's laziness in the show, as I mentioned earlier, the government gave her an assistant to, you know, help her up because, you know, if you're leading the goddamn hell, you need a fucking assistant. And his name is Mulin, and he's the best. And Mulin's our protagonist in the show. Mulin and Beelzebub are both amateurs when it comes to the idea of love and romance, but they both realize they have feelings for each other. It's this cute little romance about cute characters in a cute world. With a cute romance. Mulin is shy and timid, but also stern and forceful when he has to get Beelzebub out of bed. He's caring, understanding, and the perfect man. Marry me, Mulin, you fucking twink. The side characters are also great, with such great characters as Urinal Girl, Big Bear, a literal pedophile, book fetish boy, all he does is read. Stop harassing Beelzebub, you fucking asshole. Run! Flat chest! Oh no! Watch As Miss Beelzebub Likes It. It's one of the best anime of 2018 and not enough people watched it. Watch it now. Just watch it. Just look at the color palette. It's so bright. It's so the purple, the pink, the bum. Oh my god, the character designs. Oh her body, yeah. Oh her body, yes. Mulin's hair is epic. Mulin's hair, oh, their color design is so good, yeah. It's so good, bitch.
Number 1. Hashiri Suzukete Yokatate, or I'm Glad I Could Keep Running. Seems there's a recurring trend of short shows getting the short end of the stick. Sorry, I didn't realize what I did until I wrote it. I just couldn't help myself. 4 15-minute episodes follow the story of aspiring voice actors at a school for training to do just that. The story centers on Minato, who got inspired to pursue it after seeing a live reading at an anime event, but despite doing everything correctly, is unable to imbue it with deeper emotion. And Chikako, who despite being extremely skilled, is unable to find success due to grappling with extreme performance anxiety after a bad performance in the past. On a personal level, stories about performance arts are deeply interesting and often relatable to me, and Hashiri Suzukete is able to explore the artfulness of voice acting in a more nuanced fashion thanks to its setting not being tied down to exploring the extraneous elements of that which comes with being a professional voice actor. Being able to watch these two support each other earnestly, each doing their best to overcome their own personal struggles as they express their ever-growing love for this craft and how it connects with others, it hits me right here, man. I could watch these two interact forever. Their dynamic is fantastic. They have a very natural feeling dialogue and shared interest, but their personalities are also quite different in a way that brings out the most interesting sides of one another. And look at this woman! A show about voice acting, it makes sense that her voice is perfect and so is her design. That smile that betrays so much and so little, joyful and suggestive, it gives off an aura of maturity mixed with youthful passion, the unruly locked hair accentuating her wildness, the striking red eyes, the glasses bringing it all together. Perfect! Masaki Usui, though this seems to be your only anime credit thus far, and you definitely won't see this video, I love you and hope to see you on more projects in the future. Hashiri Suzukete Yokatate is a nice show with a strong core cast, a surprisingly well-composed soundtrack, and a story well-crafted to fit its brief runtime. Its message is positive and heartfelt, expressed strongly right in its title. I'm glad I kept running. I sure am glad I kept running. I have a personal little thing I do where I go out of my way to try every single show that Tonari no Kyuketsuki-san is just plain cute. I like art, and I also really like shows even in its most grotesque. It is strangely enchanting. One of the most difficult things to recognize the importance of is the value of relying on others, and forming connections, everyday fun in every way to connect it. The piece aptly captures the mood its title implies, the sensation of watching the world pass you by. Hearing the sounds around you and thinking of that, like contextualizing it as if it were a piece of music. So what makes an anime soundtrack good? Or at least good to most people? After all, we all put a bit of ourselves into what we create. Whether it's a family found or born to, friendships or romance, so often it seems their ultimate culmination is nothing but pain, frustration, and heartache. So I read a fair amount of them. Are scores really worth using? Why should we place the reins of our mental health in something beyond our control? Why put our value of self in anything but the metaphysical image of such? I feel soulless, like an empty husk. That this one series can inspire so many to connect or reconnect with music making. Hi, my name is Core, and welcome to the AniTube interview. That said, you should always maintain an inquisitive mind. Views. How to get views. Do you wanna go somewhere? This is everything you could possibly ask for in an adaptation. Core reviews himself. Space Patrol Luluko is perfect. 18 If is an anime you might not have heard of. Their comedy comes from a deep love and passion for the craft, and this genuity draws people in. We see a touching story of self-understanding, self-forgiveness. The only thing left for us is the future, and the future's the most hopeful thing there is. I really like anime conventions. Really make it a more ephemeral experience, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.